You are now entering Armbar Audio.
Hello, and welcome to Armbar Audio, episode 17.
17.
Woo! This week, we got several headlines to talk about, and we will be reviewing the Wrestlecade Super Show. The first headline we are going to delve deep into is about a recent WWE survey sent to their fan council. Now, John, do you know what the fan council is?
I am somewhat aware of it, but I'm not 100% what exactly it is.
Okay, so on WWE.com, people can ask to join this fan council.
Can anybody sign up for this?
They are selected. You could be thrown into the pool, but as members leave and come in...
I might try to do that. I might try to do that, actually. Is it free?
I think so.
I might try to do that.
So they send out surveys quarterly or whatever and ask people what they think about certain things. And I remember a few months ago, a lot of people were going crazy because they thought ROH and a bunch of other promotions were coming to the network
yeah.
for a tiered system, because that was one of the questions that asked. Obviously, if you are a network subscriber or into pro wrestling at all, you know that did not come to fruition.
Yeah.
So, this week, the online social media world of wrestling went wild because a new survey was sent out. And here's what we have so far. WWE is well aware of some of the biggest criticism of their product, and a new fan council survey sent out to a portion of their base indicates that they are at least considering changes. One of the things asked was whether fans believe that the company focuses too much on their corporate interests. They also asked if fans feel like storylines are not given enough time to develop, and if some great wrestlers aren't getting the coverage they deserve.
The storyline's time to develop thing, I'd say some yes, some no.
There was also a question on if fans want to see wrestlers talking off the cuff, like no script, if stars are not as compelling as they used to be, and if the current champions haven't earned their spots. Perhaps the most important question on the survey was if the shows are too long. That has been the main complaint about Monday Night Raw in many pay-per-views. We'll see if the survey leads to any changes. Now, this caught my attention because people were going wild about it. And I first thought, John, why are people going crazy about a survey? Because usually a lot of those surveys don't end up doing anything. But it also seems like a lot of the criteria in that survey was very specific on how to improve their product.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think any of it means anything. I think I am still... what is the correct word? Disenchanted, or kind of. I don't like.
I know what word you're thinking of.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to change unless McMahon changes.
Disillusioned, I think.
Maybe
is the word.
I don't think anything's going to change until Triple H takes over. But the questions that they're asking are very good questions. How do you feel about these questions?
Well, first of all, I think that the main thing with people reading into the survey is not so much that we think it will change things, just that we are hopefully optimistic that it will.
See, my hope in WWE has...
I think
dwindled.
I know,
very much so.
I know. For a lot of people, it has. The questions that they're asking are good questions. I agree with you there. Like I said a little bit ago, with the question about if storylines are given enough time to fully develop, I think some yes, some no.
I agree.
I love Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, but to me that story's run its course.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing Finn fight Baron Corbin every week.
Yeah. And all of these things that you're talking about are pretty much Raw specific.
Yeah, well, the bias is going to continue because at the same time, I love what they're doing with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. And I love, and I think what needs to happen with Daniel Bryan is that belt needs to stay on him until WrestleMania time. Have Miz win the Rumble, Miz versus Bryan at WrestleMania.
Correct. So maybe Asuka and Miz win the mixed match challenge.
Yeah.
To get the 30 entrance spots.
Yes. So to me, if you want to make Raw better, pay closer attention to SmackDown.
Right. Do they cater too much to their corporate interests? Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Why is the main reason I'm not watching main roster WWE Crown Jewel? Second off, the storyline developing thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy for us to like NXT and 205 Live because they're short shows. Not everybody gets on the show at the same time, and they have
that's
time.
not a bad thing.
The stories and the characters have time to breathe while we're not focused on them. And then when they come back, we're like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's awesome. This is cool. But when you have a show that's weekly in 3 hours, what do you do with those people all the time? That's why we get all these tag matches and we see the same rehashed shit so much before a pay-per-view. And that is a major issue. So that ties into the corporate part. Because if they didn't have to go with their corporate interests, Raw may be 2 hours or 1 hour, or SmackDown might be 1 hour. I also think that the whole thing about the wrestlers, are they not as big as they were before? Here's the thing.
Or not as compelling as what they
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think that lies in the hands of WWE. I think that has a lot of there's a lot of reasons why. One of them being when everybody got the internet and realized, and the movie Beyond the Mat came out. It was like kind of around the same time, early 90s, and that's when people realized it was fake, or not fake, choreographed and whatnot. And
people became smart to the business, is what they say.
Yeah, and they stopped caring. Now, we all love it still because we still see it as entertainment.
Yeah.
Those people thought it was a real contest. And when I get into conversations with people about this, I always tell them, well, it is a contest. Because the people who get pushed
what's
and
in
on
the ring
TV
isn't the actual contest.
Right.
What goes on in the back is the contest.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And this ties into the other question. Do we feel that some of the wrestlers haven't earned their spots? Now, immediately coming to mind is Roman Reigns and Ronda Rousey. And here's what I think.
What immediately comes to my mind is Brock.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could talk about him too.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns. Everyone said about how he was pushed down our throats and this and that. But what they don't understand is behind the scenes, he is a locker room leader. He supports everyone. Blah, blah, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
And he's been through the NXT system, but nobody wants to talk about that because it happened before the network.
Right.
He's been through the NXT system.
He was FCW, leaky.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, they talk about Ronda Rousey, how she hasn't paid her dues and she's too green. Here's the thing. Every Ronda Rousey match I watched, I thought was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Second off, paying your dues, come on. She paid her dues in the Olympics. She paid her dues in MMA. When you get that big of a star, you don't have to pay. You don't have to start at an indie promotion and put up rings and take them down. You have a name. You have a face. You get put where you're supposed to be.
And you're marketable.
Correct. Third, you said Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Why is Brock Lesnar in the position he's in? Because of the reason they brought him back in the first place. Kayfabe John Laurinaitis said that he wanted to bring legitimacy back to WWE. And that is how you do it. Brock Lesnar is seen as an actual threatening human being.
And he is. He is.
He did pretty well in the UFC. He's done a lot of stuff.
He did more than pretty well. He was their heavyweight champion for a good bit.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you need to look at the whole big picture. And yeah, it does suck that Brock is in the position again.
Yeah.
And we don't know why. And I won't know why until things change. Other than that, those are my thoughts on the survey. I honestly don't think anything is going to come of it because I think it's just to get our hope back up.
Yeah, well, I'm going to remain hopefully optimistic, or
cautiously
optimistically skeptic.
Yeah, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, because I know that you're done with the main roster product and everything, but
I am in a sense, but I still read about it, and if I see something that I like that I read, I go
and
to
in
Hulu
your heart,
and watch.
You'll always love WWE.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm the same way. There's still plenty of talent on that roster that I still care about seeing.
Agreed.
And want to see do well.
And that's what made me watch all the way up until after Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like
and
I'm picky and choosy about it.
I won't watch a whole Raw anymore, but I'll go through and check YouTube highlights, and if there's a match that looks good, I'll go through and find that match.
Right.
I still find myself watching the whole SmackDown almost every week.
Mm-hmm.
And NXT 205, NXT UK. I watched the Mayhem Classic when it was going on. So I'm still taking in WWE content. I'm just the thorn in the side of the universe right now is Monday Night Raw.
It's true.
And it's the show that they are convinced will always be their big cash cow.
Right. So
make it better.
Well, anyway, we found out, talking about NXT UK, WWE has come to terms with Walter, who basically started with WXW in Germany. He's Austrian born. If you've listened to this show, you've heard us talk about Walter. He's basically done everything he wanted to do on the independents, and he has signed with WWE. Now, at first I thought, you listened to the Austin podcast, right? I thought, this guy's never going to go to WWE. He sounds like a Will Ospreay or Kota Ibushi. He sounds like he wants to do things on his time, on his terms, such as life. But I didn't realize that I didn't think about the possibility of being NXT UK only, which would give him that stuff. It has not been said to where he's going. There's speculation, heavily speculation, that he's going to be NXT UK.
Right.
But if Vince McMahon sees him, he's going to be the next Lord Tensai, Iron Sheik, Rusev, big major heel for whatever face to overcome. And we all know how that goes. And this is the thing that I disliked about WWE.
I'd say Rusev is still in a pretty good position.
That I liked about WCW.
Yeah.
When WCW had big heels, like Vader or someone like that, eventually they'd win. And then they'd lose back to whoever, Sting or Flair or whatever. In WWE, you don't get that kind of payoff. You don't get that big win for the heel and then the losing back. So I hope that Vince McMahon doesn't look at him and say, "Oh yeah, Hunter, you did a good job. Bring him up. I'm gonna feed him to Seth. Because Seth's the only one who's not sick anymore. Braun's out. Roman's out. I need somebody for Raw.
Yeah.
Whenever you got Drew fucking McIntyre right there. Anyway, your thoughts?
I still think there's something in the works for Drew. But, if Walter is to go to NXT UK, I desperately hope that they send Marcel Barthel over so that Ring Conf can reconnect within the WWE NXT system.
Well, there was a conference call recently, and Triple H talked about NXT becoming more of a third brand. So the whole idea of the whole Fox partnership and the idea of NXT becoming a 2-hour show on one of the Fox affiliates, like Fox Sports Network, is a possibility.
That'd be really cool.
So Walter could, if that happens, Walter could possibly go to NXT and come back with Marcel Barthel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be pretty cool. So with all of this NXT UK stuff, we got a report that the NXT UK talent has been given newer contracts. It's more lucrative, but more restrictive.
Yeah.
The talent are only allowed to wrestle for affiliated companies with WWE, like Evolve, Over the Top in Ireland, Progress in the UK, and ICW in Scotland.
Yeah.
And if they do wrestle on these shows, they're only allowed to be in dark matches and like not allowed to be promoted. I'm not sure about that part, but they're only allowed to be on the dark match. So if you want to stream one of the shows or buy one of the shows, that WWE wrestler is not going to be on it. Right. Which is like, why would you take the booking anyway?
Which is what they did when Adam Cole defended the North American title against Walter. And
Velveteen Dream went in there.
Velveteen Dream went in there. And nobody got very upset about that. So I think that was a test to see if people would get shitty about this.
Well, see, it takes a lot of time for like Evolve and stuff to like produce an actual DVD.
But I mean,
so
like,
I thought that
it was announced that Adam Cole wouldn't be like on the DVD or on any stream, and nobody was really that upset about it. So I do think that might have been a test.
Right, that makes sense. I didn't know it wasn't going to be on the DVD. I knew it wasn't on the stream.
I don't think it's on the DVD either.
Well, anyway, we find out later in the week that more details of the updated NXT UK contract situation has been revealed. According to a report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, with news coming out of the NXT UK talent receiving various tier contracts and that major stars were restricted from competing outside of the brand. Dave Meltzer is reporting that WWE's agreement with various UK promotions allows them to purchase and shut down the promotion if they wanted to, from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Part of WWE's working agreements originally offered and agreed to were that WWE would have the right for the next several years, if they chose to, purchase the companies for an agreed-upon price, high six figures in at least some cases, and then shut them down so they would no longer compete with themselves, with the idea that would take place when they were running full-time schedules in those markets. WWE currently has a working agreement in place with Progress Wrestling and Scotland's Insane Championship Wrestling. The two promotions have commonly used the top stars of NXT UK as well as SmackDown superstars Killian Dane. Earlier, it was reported a list of non-compete promotions was revealed, though Impact Wrestling was not part of it. Current UK stars, including WWE United Kingdom champion Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, were granted permission to compete at Destiny Wrestling, though it won't be for live streaming and for audience only.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, we got some information from Twitter. Pete Dunne came out and said British wrestling is safe, will continue to grow, the talent pool is deep, your favorite wrestlers are achieving goals and taking steps in their career. Don't believe everything you read. Brit Rest is alive and well. Then Paige's mother, Soraya Knight, had a couple of things to say, and she said, "Stop panicking about who's gone and step up and fill the void. Anyone can be replaced and will be. Have faith in your work and be noticed. Work hard and take your dream."
I like that.
Then she said, "There are many talented workers that are overlooked because of location, trainers, and home federation. You have to believe in your ability for others to believe in you. I, for one, welcome this. A show without the usual suspects will be a breath of fresh air." I agree. So with this information, you can already tell that NXT UK, once they set up, they're probably going to build a performance center there. They'll probably expand somewhere else, and that will happen there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You can't kill something that you did not create.
Yeah.
The British Wrestling Revolution, much like the Women's Wrestling Revolution, weren't created by Vince McMahon and Triple H or whoever else. They were created by fans and wrestlers. Those two things became so big that the WWE had to recognize, and they had to go and do things like this. So when people find this information out and go, "Oh my God, it's so terrible, John. What's going to happen?" I'll tell you what's going to happen.
Nothing.
People are going to pull up their bootstraps and get to work.
Yeah.
The good, talented people you never heard of in UK, or women's wrestlers in Rise and stuff like that, and Shimmer, who are in Shimmer and Shine, you're going to hear about. Of course, this is about NXT UK, but I'm doubling it with women's wrestling because it kind of feels the same.
It's a similar situation.
Yeah, and especially coming from someone like Soraya Knight.
Yeah.
Who has never achieved WWE or WCW success. She's been an indie darling her whole life, and she watched her daughter go to WWE, become the first NXT female champion, defend it against the WWE female champion, and have both belts at the same time. And I'm sure she was a proud mother, but at the same time, she never got to that pinnacle. And she's out here saying this stuff.
Yeah.
All you fans need to fucking stop whining and crying and fucking just chill out, man. Because things are going to be fine. You can't kill what you don't create. John, any thoughts?
I mean, I agree with what you said. This isn't the end-all, be-all death of British wrestling that people seem to think it's going to be. I think it's just people that are bitter that they're not going to see Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate anymore.
But the bullshit is, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Because NXT UK runs there.
But it's on a WWE program, so it's shit. Yeah.
Which is total garbage.
That's what it is.
Because if you watch NXT, or if you watch NXT UK, Mustache Mountain and Pete Dunne have been given really, 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 really good treatment. And the NXT UK
and they're
product,
allowed to be them. They're not changing anybody's characters that they're bringing in from the UK.
Right. The
in
music
any way.
is the same. The way they present it is the same. The stuff that they say is the same. The crowd is the same.
Yeah.
Zach Gibson comes out and they have their shoes off for some reason. I'm not from the UK, so I don't understand it.
I don't understand it, but I love it.
Exactly. That's awesome. I'm glad. And that's what I'm saying. Those people in those crowds are going to be the same people in the other crowds.
Yeah.
And those are the people who created it. That's what Triple H said the first time they had a UK special. We had to notice you because you were so vocal when we come here. And those people aren't just fans of WWE. They're fans of everything else. That's why you have Zach Gibson and Pete Dunne and Mustache Mountain getting chanted heavily. Because they were known before they were in WWE.
Yeah. And now you got Travis Banks there. People love Travis Banks.
Fucking A.
You got Ligero there. Anybody that's like me that followed the What Culture Pro Wrestling knows Ligero. We know Ligero. We love that guy.
Coffee Brothers.
The Coffee Brothers. The Coffee Brothers are awesome. And I said, like 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks, that Wolfgang would be a perfect fit if they wanted to create a 3-man faction. And the next fucking episode, Wolfgang joined the Coffee Brothers and put a beat down on somebody.
Yeah, they switched the thing up, though. They made it into the British Strong Style, but originally it was supposed to be Andrews, somebody else, and Travis Banks. But
yeah.
I think Travis Banks' injury was too long that they had to switch because of the tapings or whatever.
Possible.
But anyway, moving away
from
all of the questions of WWE and what's going to happen in WWE and all that shit, we're going to move on to something.
But it's worth talking about.
Yeah, of course. We're going to move on to something that is even more questionable and more in the minds of wrestling fans right now, and that is...
You want to talk about getting people excited, making wrestling fans pee their pants, I guess, or give people heart attacks.
A few months ago, it was speculated that Tony Khan of Jacksonville, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who has been a long-time subscriber to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, who is followed by the Young Bucks and some of the other members of Being the Elite, that he wanted to start his own promotion. And two faces that were brought up were Jim Ross and Chris Jericho. Jericho denied it.
Chris Jericho, being the ultimate troll that he is.
Yeah, denied it. Jim Ross kind of like haphazardly said, like, what could I do to, blah, blah, blah. He didn't really deny it and whatever.
Didn't deny it, but made it sound like, I'd be open to it if he offered, but little did we know he already had.
Right. So this week we found out a whole lot of news.
Oh, yes.
As previously noted, the brain trust behind the National Football League's Jacksonville Jaguars appear to be getting into professional wrestling business as a limited liability company named All Elite Wrestling has been formed and is headquartered out of the TIAA Bank Field where the Jags play their home games. Recently, All Elite Wrestling, LLC, applied for several trademarks that provide some insight as to the possible direction of the new pro wrestling promotion. The trademark filing suggests that the Elite, the Elite, will be involved in the startup. With that said, Dave Meltzer spoke this morning on Wrestling Observer Radio about how important the Young Bucks are to making sure this venture even happens. Bluntly, he stated that if the Young Bucks do not decide to be a part of AEW, the deal will not exist. Since the Young Bucks are still under contract with ROH until the end of the year, they are not free to negotiate. So it is possible the Young Bucks do decide to sign with WWE or ROH after the first of the year, and the whole idea is scrapped. I also read that the Young Bucks were on a podcast and said that they don't know what they're doing. They're keeping all their options open. It is also worth noting that Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian have not signed new ROH contracts, who are also on Being the Elite show. They aren't the Elite, but they're in it.
I'll tell you what the Young Bucks definitely aren't doing January 1st.
Going to Hangman's Page's party.
No, going to Marty Scurll's party.
Oh, Marty Scurll. Yeah. I got that mixed up because he called Adam Page in the last episode. The situation,
Watch Being the Elite. It's awesome.
The situation is, however, is different for Chris Jericho.
Hey, there he is.
Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes. Since those three are currently not under contract with anyone, they are free to begin negotiations. Whether they decide to sign with the new AEW venture, WWE, ROH, or New Japan has also yet to be determined. In addition to seeking trademarks for All Elite Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling LLC has attempted to procure 2 trademarks for AEW, a standard character mark for the letters AEW as well as a mark for an AEW logo featuring lettering akin to military stenciling. Additionally, All Elite Wrestling.
Why does every new wrestling promotion use military stencil logos?
I have no idea.
But they really do.
Additionally, All Elite Wrestling LLC has applied for trademarks for AEW Double or Nothing. This guy right here on our show, when we talked about a fantasy All In, he said it was going to be called Double or Nothing.
I only said that. Okay, you're giving me a lot of credit. I said that because Cody said that at All In.
Right. Double or Nothing, AEW All Out, and Tuesday Night Dynamite. The applications for AEW Double or Nothing and AEW All Out are accompanied by logos, while the filings for Double or Nothing, All Out, and Tuesday Night Dynamite are merely standard character marks for the wording only.
Yeah.
Interestingly, the application for AEW Double or Nothing carries with it a logo of a poker chip with the wording AEW Double or Nothing scrawled over the chip, while AEW Double or Nothing has been rumored to be the title of the follow-up pay-per-view to All In. This common-sense assumption cannot be confirmed through review of the trademark applications alone, because the trademark, along with all the other marks on record for All Elite Wrestling LLC, are general and outline identical goods and services to each other. Similarly, although it makes sense that Tuesday Night Dynamite would be the name of All Elite Wrestling weekly television broadcast, the application for Tuesday Night Dynamite lists identical goods and services as all the other trademark applications filed by All Elite Wrestling LLC. If there was any question whether the Elite would be involved in this provocative venture with All Elite Wrestling LLC, the filing for AEW All Out should lay such doubts to rest, as the proposed AEW All Out logo looks like the All In logo with a line striking through the in and out inscribed over it. Yep. This suggests that All Elite Wrestling LLC will be associated with the people behind All In, or at least that the Khans would be receiving a cease and desist from Young Bucks. Jokes aside, Killing the Business Inc., the Jacksons company, would be fully within its legal rights to contest All Elite Wrestling's trademark for AEW All Out, and All Out as All In was recently trademarked by Killing the Business Inc.
Yeah.
Now, today we found out that Cody said recently that the Elite's announcement in January is going to be bigger than anything we thought of. So, obviously, we're already thinking that you're going to run a promotion like your dad did.
Dude.
We're already thinking that you're going to have a show and all this stuff. And
bigger than we imagined.
I started thinking...
Freaking All Elite Cruise.
Before I heard Cody say this, I thought, AEW is a good thing, but it's going to hurt a lot of the other brands, especially Ring of Honor. Not so much New Japan, as New Japan can always find their feet with other talent, but
this is very likely an unpopular opinion. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Right. It could put the nail in the coffin for ROH, hurt Impact, whatever. But if Cody's saying that it's going to be bigger than what we think, and if he's not bullshitting us, what if they're all coming together, like I've been saying for over a year?
Yeah.
Under the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho. It's been speculated that Jim Ross will be on the talent side, and so will Jericho. It won't be like they run the business or anything like that.
And you have been saying this for months, almost a year, and every couple months or so, there's a puzzle piece that fits right in with what you've been saying.
Thank you, John.
It's true.
So, I think that if Cody's not bullshitting us and it's bigger than what we think it is, then hopefully New Japan stays as it is.
Yes.
They partner with them and the Mexican companies, but also kind of grab Ring of Honor and put it in themselves, because the Young Bucks have essentially been booking themselves and other people in Ring of Honor and Delirious has been booking other stuff, and a lot of people have been complaining about Delirious. ROH in the past few years has been looking like a feeder system to Evolve or WWE, and Evolve is eventually going to WWE anyway.
That's unfortunate but true.
I think Cody, he changed majorly when he found out his dad got sick, and since then he has propelled himself as Dusty's son. There's no question about it that the blood is in him, and it's going like 100%.
I don't know if I can think of anybody in today's wrestling game that legitimately loves the business as much as Cody Rhodes does.
Oh yeah, and he's so great at playing a heel and everything. But all that stuff on Twitter, like that he gives people tickets or plane rides and stuff to make sure that they're there. Like that is like damn near makes me want to cry. Like I've never seen a wrestler do something
Cody
like that
is
publicly.
At this point the class act in pro wrestling,
and he doesn't have Vince McMahon or anybody in his ear saying, "Hey, you got to go somewhere and shake these people's hands or hold this baby or whatever." And he's doing it on his own.
Those stories are never posted by Cody himself, ever.
So recently talked about the AEW situation. Dave Meltzer has said there's a few or good bit of WWE contracted wrestlers that are interested. It is worth noting that Bullet Club old members AJ Styles, Anderson, and Gallows have yet to sign their new contracts.
Finn? There he is.
AJ.
What about Finn?
No, they didn't say anything about him.
Okay.
Then someone interviewed CM Punk, who said, they said they gave me an offer to be at All In, but they didn't give me an offer. They didn't give me an offer, John. They just said, if you want to come down and do something, that'd be cool. That's not an offer.
Every time I'm done with you, you pull me back in.
Right. So he said he would be willing for an offer, meaning Cody and the Young Bucks, even though they're friends and they can text casually, you must apply your business acumen when talking to one Phillip Brooks.
I still love you, Phil. Come back to us.
And here's Kenny Omega, because he's elite. Change the world. Anyway, we're going to get into our review this week. From Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Wrestlecade Super Show.
Wrestlecade Super Show.
It was a whole weekend down there with the first night was the Superstar Showcase. Then we had the Super Show. Then they had an ECW panel for the third day. And a lot of fans got to meet a lot of their favorite wrestlers from today and years ago. Even Glenn Jacobs, a.k.a. Kane, made an appearance at the convention part. But Wrestlecade Super Show looked like a really good card. And I said, John, let's go.
Gotta get in on this. Yep.
So the show started off with a nice, very nice opener that I did not expect because of the names. I thought this would be more in the middle. Eli Drake,
Dummy.
with the undeniable Kavorka against none other than Shane Hurricane Helms. Eli Drake cut a hilarious promo on Helms. Helms cut a hilarious promo on Drake. Hurricane Helms was accompanied to ring by his wife, Ann Kelly. In one of the parts that Eli was talking, he was like, the best places to be on the show was either in the main event or in the first match, because you know what that means? I get to go back to the hotel bar and find some sweet sweet Pop-Tarts. You know what I'm talking about? And then people would cheer and he goes, shut up, I'm not talking to you, dummy. And then he went up to this old man and was like, what's your favorite kind of Pop-Tart? And he couldn't hear him. And he's like, get up, stand up, dummy. And he says, cherry! And he goes, shut up, dummy, I wasn't talking to you. And I was pissed myself.
I love, and right after that, the commentators, the one said, I'm more of a brown sugar cinnamon man myself. And then the other one was like, yeah, strawberry.
Fucking hilarious. Eli Drake had
S'mores is the best Pop-Tart, and nobody agrees with me, and they're all fucking wrong.
It's because strawberry is. Anyway, Eli Drake is such a good old school heel. He calls himself the last of a dying breed because he is. He has very crisp moves. He's a star to me. Helms won with a big choke slam in his home state. Helms looked great. If he lost 15 to 20 pounds, they could bring him on to 205 Live.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this was a great opening match. John, what were your thoughts?
I really enjoyed it. A running theme with this show is that there were a lot of people on the card that I have not seen since I was a kid. This show for me was very nostalgic, especially as a WCW kid. As you all know, I was. Anybody watching this knows I was Monday Nitro until they went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
I did not watch a WWE product until 1999, other than WrestleManias.
That's wild.
I know. And people are shocked when I say that. I missed Stone Cold.
But you know
McMahon.
what?
I missed DX.
Our mutual friend, Drake, he was the same way with WWE.
Really?
He didn't watch anything WCW until, like, the network came out. And
Interesting.
he probably hasn't. Because he has better things to do.
And as a Nitro kid, I agree with that statement. But yeah, seeing Hurricane Helms in a Ultimate Deletion scenario was really cool. And I loved seeing him in that stuff too, but we got the song. We got the mask and the cape and the whole thing. And it was like I was teleported back to him.
Royal Rumble?
Yeah, Royal Rumble. Yeah, well, yeah. But he didn't look that good at the Royal Rumble.
No, they
He
made him look like
way
shit.
better this time. No, I mean like physically. He looked way better on this show than he did at the Rumble. But I was transported back to him versus RVD and shit.
Yeah.
Back when I was fully invested in WWE and not paying attention to anything else.
And I'll say this. The commentators, I think it was Cyrus B and maybe Tyler something, or...
I think I remember the name Tyler.
Yeah. I'm guessing their home promotion is in North Carolina.
But they're really good.
They said AML Wrestling.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they're from there. But they referenced how Helms was in 3 count and this and that, and how he was the longest reigning cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
And they talked every match that they came out. Every wrestler they knew.
They had like trivia and stuff. It was really cool.
They were very smart and they knew their shit. And those guys,
they were either super smart or very well prepared, and those are both big pluses.
yeah, I was very impressed with both of them. Match number 2 was the Boys, who accompanied Dalton Castle, but Dalton Castle wasn't there, against the War Kings.
He was busy
Crimson
rubbing aloe on his sunburn.
Against the War Kings, Crimson and Jax Dane, who was accompanied to ringside with Road Warrior Animal.
Very cool stuff.
Yes. These were my thoughts from the match. Crimson is much more lean and cut from when I saw him last in TNA, where he was more jacked. Jax Dane reminds me of Ray Rowe a little bit.
Yeah.
This was essentially a squash
Ray Rowe,
match.
if you don't know, is in War Raiders.
This was essentially a squash match, which made sense. The Boys are in ROH, whereas War Kings are all over the Indies, especially NWA. The Boys went for the Code of Honor at the beginning, but Animal told the War Kings, No. Everything the boys tried to do,
What a rush.
the bigger and powerful War Kings had an answer for. The match ended with an F5 into a
I
cutter.
don't know how the boys thought they were going to do in this match.
Yeah. The match ended with an F5 into a cutter for the War Kings victory. I was impressed with the War Kings tag team arsenal. I'm always into watching the boys wrestle because they do a lot of lucha dodging.
Yeah.
They remind me a lot of the Young Bucks. This match,
and they are really good. It's nice when we get to see them in the ring because they're usually in the management position, as you said.
right? Since Wrestle Circus is on hiatus, that's where I saw them originally wrestle by themselves.
Oh no! My laptop battery is running low. I had to plug it in. Keep talking.
Yes, but this match kept my attention. Well, I was pleasantly satiated with this match. The third match, I wasn't really into. And I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you my thoughts.
Yeah,
but I
man,
know John
if
is
they were
going to
gonna-
disagree with me.
No, I'm not. If they were going to do an ECW style match, they should have picked two better people.
Yeah. Anyway.
And it's not that I don't like Kid Cash, and I've heard of C.W. Anderson, but I don't know much about him.
Same here with C.W. Anderson.
Yeah.
Kid Cash disappointed the fuck out of me.
No, see, well, and he did in this match, but
Yes.
going off nostalgia,
No. Nostalgia.
early TNA is where I like
ECW, TNA, even in WWE,
Oh,
that the announcer said he was a part of a tag team.
Yeah.
He was, and even his comeback to
So you
TNA,
just never liked
he was
Cash.
great.
Oh, yeah.
He was great.
Yeah.
But in this match, holy shit! Like, what happened to you? You still look the same, but
I
you're
just
not
think he
moving
wasn't-
the same.
I mean, he's not young anymore either. I mean, he wasn't super young when he was in TNA.
Neither is RVD and Jeff Hardy and shit.
Yeah, but RVD's not wrestling anymore.
Yes, he does.
Where?
PCW Ultra and random
I thought he
ass
just like
places.
sat on his couch and smoked weed and made the
Hell no, man.
made the fucking cover
new
high
girl-
times 1,000 times.
His new girl is a wrestler, so he usually
Yeah, that is
like
true.
goes and wrestles wherever she wrestles.
I didn't get
That
to go.
show with Kenny Omega versus Phoenix and Pentagon against Darby Allin.
Oh, is he on that? I haven't watched
Yeah,
that.
he wrestled Jack Swagger.
And I probably know that if I had gotten to go to Steel City Con the last time he was here and see him, but I didn't get to. So sorry about that. I still love you, RVD. I always will.
Anyway,
But yeah, I don't know, man. Kid Cass, I guess he's just lost it.
yeah. Here's
I
what
still
had
love
to
you,
say.
kid. I still love you.
So anyway, Joel Gertner came out with Kid Cash. If you don't remember who that is, that's that ECW announcer dude that always had the neck brace. C.W.
he's-
Anderson, who I suppose is in the Mid-Atlantic region a lot, had one of his guys with him named John Schuyler and some random female that even the announcers didn't know.
Yeah, now when I said I've heard of C.W. Anderson, I've heard of him in the sense that he is a staple at CZW.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I would think like CWA or something like that because they were talking about how he's very right there. CZW's in Philly, but anyway,
but he's one of those like deathmatch type guys.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This was an ECW rules match, and Jerry Lynn was the officiant.
Which I love seeing. I love that Jerry Lynn is doing refereeing now. He was on All In.
Yeah.
And he's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jerry Lynn. I always will.
There's a part that I didn't understand though.
Yeah.
So anyway,
No, I know exactly what you're doing.
these are from my notes. After a nice springboard Rana to the outside from Cash, the momentum changed and Anderson took advantage by bashing Kid's arm with a chair off the post. After a decent exchange, they shake hands, but Anderson takes a cheap shot. Cash showing off that X Division style with Anderson as more of an all-around good worker.
Right.
Huge stalling suplex by Anderson, and Skyler comes in to put the boots to Cash. For some reason, New Jack comes out. He has a goddamn vacuum. Among other things. New Jack smashes Skyler's midsection. It looked like he fucking blew his balls off, actually, with the vacuum and hit him with a kendo stick. New Jack exited the ring. Jerry Lynn stops Cash from using a chair. Cash swings
in
at
an ECW
Lynn.
match.
Yeah. Cash swings at Lynn, misses, and gets super kicked by C.W. Anderson, and Anderson wins. New Jack helped Cash. Lynn helps Anderson, I guess. That's what makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're the referee. So after that, Anderson calls down all other ECW wrestlers. Shane Douglas, the Blue Meanie, Mr. Hughes, one of the Pit Bulls, among others. Anderson gives a speech about ECW.
Yeah,
the crowd was really into it.
The other pit bull unfortunately passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have done without that. I feel like TNA.
I liked the whole Shane Douglas speech part. I can go my whole fucking life never looking at New Jack.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
I haven't touched upon it.
Yeah.
I could have gone without this because not only did TNA run the idea of ECW into the ground, WWE has. Just let it fucking die.
I mean, yeah,
please,
but
just let it fucking die.
I'm hoping this was literally the last hurrah.
All of you, aside from Taz and RVD and the Dudleys, aren't relevant at all. I'm sorry.
You dare not say that about Shane Douglas. I love that.
Shane Douglas is the biggest mark for himself. My friend.
I'm a mark for Shane Douglas.
Yeah, but my friend met him in a restaurant, and he was just like, "Remember when I did this? Remember when I did that?" It's like, but why would you say something like that?
He acts exactly the way I would act if I was a wrestler, dude.
Then you're a douche.
No, I'm not.
Anyway, New Jack being there. Why?
Fuck off.
Why would you book New Jack ever?
Ever.
This dude has killed someone, is dangerous, is a piece of shit on shoot interviews. I'm pretty sure he was dating Terry Runnels at one time and threatened to put out nudes and stuff until a lawyer got involved. The guy is a despicable human being and should never be showcased anywhere.
Never. Places that book New Jack immediately make them question their morality.
Yeah. To me, this match was completely skippable. If you watch it on High Spots Network, or if you download it, or if you watch it on the Fight Network app, you don't really need to spend your time on this unless you're one of those fucking people still chanting for ECW and whatever.
But they're out there, man, and the fans are never going to let that die because it was a revolutionary thing. And
yeah, but
you can't discredit that.
No, you can't, but at the same time, it just needs to stop. It just needs to stop. I mean, do you remember all of the TNA stuff?
I get it.
They brought Raven back.
Thing was awful.
They brought Raven back, and he looked like a goal, man. He looked so bad.
He looks much better now. Raven looks awesome now.
Tommy Dreamer is a great guy for behind the scenes and creative, and I love and respect him. He has so much passion for the business. But watching him wrestle is just kind of like, because I know the effects that it's had on him.
I respectfully disagree.
But this is why. I've listened to him on Edge and Christian, and he said that his memory is so bad that he'll go to open up the trunk of his car and forget, and his trunk of his car will be open all day. And like his short-term memory is like shot to hell because of all the brain damage that he's had. And he's out of shape, but it doesn't matter because he's a hardcore wrestler. And his match against Eddie Edwards was fucking awesome.
I still say he's the most in shape, out of shape guy I've ever seen.
What about Bray Wyatt?
No, Bray Wyatt. Yeah, you can say Bray.
what they always
Bray
say.
Wyatt's in shape.
What they always
Round
say
is
about
in
him.
shape.
Round is in shape. Anyway.
I can't say nothing
We
about
just
that.
went on a whole ECW thing. Match 4 was Moose.
I still love the Blue Meanie.
Douche.
I don't get it, but
Deuce.
it's a party.
And MVP against Eddie Edwards and
Carlito.
Carlito.
Yeah. Yay.
And
I love Carlito.
So do I.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this match.
This was another big nostalgia thing for me because of MVP and Carlito.
Yes. At the beginning of this match,
The whole show
MVP
was.
tells Carlito he's nothing without his apple. And Carlito grabs the mic and
He was
says,
mad about it.
I've been in this business for 20 years. I'm more than just an apple, damn it. And MVP starts to chant with the crowd, Where's your apple? So Carlito runs out of the ring. Some guy meets him down halfway, gives him a Granny Smith. He shows it off, puts it in the middle or to the turnbuckle, and they start the match.
Yeah.
Both former U.S. champions look good here. Carlito is jacked.
Oh, yeah.
Now, like, he's not the slim Carlito from old. He's
got that going on because it's what his character looks like in
Glow.
In Glow.
Yeah. If he wanted to, he could probably get another WWE run.
Oh, definitely.
If he wanted to, because
Definitely.
I believe
He could.
I believe the issues were on his end.
Yeah, but
Moose.
if he chose to, he could.
There was a spot where Moose was chopping Eddie Edwards in the corner. Then he shoved his hand down his own crotch for a long time and went to chop him, like, putting the Fermunda cheese on Eddie Edwards.
Yeah.
Eddie moved, grabbed him by the wrist, and rubbed his own Fermunda cheese onto his face. That was hilarious. And something you only get at these things.
Oh, yeah. That won't fly on regular TV.
Carlito spit the apple in MVP's face, and Eddie Edwards hit a nice DDT for the win. It was a decent match. It brought two not older, but kind of older guys into a match with two guys who are feuding on Impact.
Yeah.
And I liked the pairings, and I was, like you said,
Eddie Edwards and Carlito.
This show might not have been like
good. Eddie Edwards and Carlito were a good tag team.
Yeah. So was Moose and MVP.
Yeah.
This show.
Well, I think MVP did he not work with Moose a little when he was in TNA or in Impact?
I don't think
did he
so.
not? No.
He was in the Beatdown Club.
It would make sense if
And
he
Moose
did
was
because
in
they
ROH.
worked really well together.
Right. This show, like John said, was very nostalgic for me. So a lot of the times I was paying attention for fun and everything.
Yeah.
I wasn't always grading on like if this match was great or this match was not great, whatever. But the next match, that we're gonna talk about
is
on
the list there.
My match of the night.
Really good.
If you watch this show, make sure to pay attention to this match. I originally wanted to do this show because two of my favorite wrestlers growing up. You could see him behind me somewhere up there.
Who are we talking about?
Ultimo Dragon.
We got a custom pop of Ultimo Dragon somewhere up here.
Yeah.
Here, let me move the wire. Sorry about this, if you're watching.
Ultimo Dragon's in my top 5 wrestlers of all time.
There he is, right in the middle.
And my first favorite ever luchador, Juventud Guerrera.
We don't have a pop of him, but Juventud is awesome.
Yeah.
Hoovy Juice.
So I originally wanted to do this review and watch this show because Juventud Guerrera, who was my first favorite luchador, and Ultimo Dragon, who's in my top 5 of all time, were wrestling Johnny Impact and PJ Black.
Yeah.
But that is my second match of the night. This match that we're going to talk about was my match of the night. And John, I'm going to let you talk about it first because it seems like you...
I'm trying to get the camera to focus. There we go.
It seems like you agree with me.
Yeah, so it was Taya Valkyrie, who everybody should know by now is the wife of won Johnny Impact. John Morrison. But that doesn't. We're not saying that to be like, oh, she's just Johnny Impact's wife. It's because there's so many awesome relationships in wrestling now that we have to talk about.
Exactly. It's not like we're Dave Meltzer and we were like Montez's Ford girlfriend, and don't say their name.
And don't say the name Bianca Belair because she's fucking awesome. Undefeated. Now we had Ty Valkyrie versus the. Are they married?
No.
The girlfriend, maybe fiance, I don't know for sure. Penelope Ford, who of course is in the relationship with Joey. Janela. I forgot his name. Joey Janela.
With special ref Amber O'Neil, who follows us on Twitter. Shout out to Amber O'Neil. You're awesome. If you don't know who Amber O'Neil is, she was Amber Gallows in the Bullet Club.
Yes.
She was married to Gallows until he went back to the WWE. Some friction between themselves. They separated.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So anyway, this was a street fight.
Street fight.
Another match.
Which of course makes
a street fight. It could be either really good or really like, to me.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen what Penelope Ford is capable of during the Joey Janela and Adam Page match at All In, during the barbed wire death match,
American Rana. Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna put a female superstar in a street fight, you better get Penelope Ford.
Yeah.
Go.
So my thoughts on this match, my notes. Penelope did a backflip back handspring into a ladder into Taya. Taya set up the ladder across the middle ropes and hit an awesome suplex on Penelope.
Yep.
Taya set Penelope up in the corner in a seated position, put a chair in between her legs and a trash can, and then drop kicked them into Penelope Ford's nether regions. Ford threw Taya into a table. They were sitting in the crowd face to face, like this, and just overhand slapping each other's chest, which I've heard that hurts as much as men getting hit in the balls.
It probably does.
Yeah,
I mean, it hurts like hell when you smack a guy in the
when
chest.
I was in high school, I was playing volleyball and I hit it and it hit this girl playing right in the chest and she was down and out.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was so super apologetic.
Interesting.
But anyway, I didn't mean to. I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. But anyway, Ford with 4 short DDTs on a setup chair and then a full DDT for 2 count. Taya hit one and laid Ford out on a table. Taya goes to the top, but takes too much time. Ford goes up and tries to do a super Hurricane Rana through the table, but the powerful Taya stops it and powerbombs Ford through the table for the win. This match was my match of the night. A damn good street fight. There was a lot of elements in it. They went out into the crowd. They used all of the stuff that they were given in a great way. And this one was the first to really get me out of the nostalgia feel and more into the, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
What do you have to say, John?
Oh, I've already said it. I mean, Penelope Ford is fantastic in any match scenario I've ever seen her in.
Right.
She's one of the best. I could very easily see her being in a Mae Young Classic if they decided to do a third one.
Right.
Easily. And Ty Valkyrie. But was Ty Valkyrie already in one?
I could see. I'm going to have a big question at the end of this show.
Okay. Match number 6. I'm sad about it.
No shit.
Yeah.
This was the other stinker.
Because I was actually mad. I don't get mad at wrestling often, but I was excited as a Monday Nitro kid. Legitimately excited, happy to see Vampiro as a competitor in the face paint in a casket match against a guy like Crazy Steve.
Let me tell you something.
What?
Do you know that at Triple Mania,
No.
it was set up for Vampiro to wrestle Conan in the future?
Yeah.
Imagine how terrible that's going to be.
Well, I don't think it was bad because of Vampiro. I, in fact, agree a lot with what Vampiro said after this match was over.
Okay, well then let's get into that. The last time I saw Vampiro do well was whenever he put Pentagon Jr. on the map at Ultimate Lucha #1.
That's true.
But anyway.
It does make me sad, though, to see how the mighty have fallen.
Right.
Is what I say a lot. And because I remember the feud between Vampiro and Sting at Monday Nitro, and it was...
The announcers talked about it.
It was one of the things that made me love wrestling.
Right. Vampiro versus Crazy Steve from Decay. He was in Decay and Impact
And
Wrestling.
these two in a casket match should have been awesome.
They've been talked... He was talked about getting a NXT contract or a developmental deal. I guess it didn't go through.
Yeah, that's going back and forth a couple times.
Yeah. So here he is in a casket match against Vampiro, which on paper
should be
looks
awesome.
But Crazy Steve won after James Mitchell low blows Vampiro.
It was literally like 5 minutes.
In the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking Vampiro dragged Crazy Steve all over the place, but was moving so slow that I was just like, dude,
yeah,
you can't work anymore, you know? So
he can if he works his ass off.
So they were in the ring for a little bit. Vampiro did his move to Crazy Steve on the casket, but Crazy Steve rolled back into the ring.
Yeah.
This allowed for, like I said, James Mitchell blowed Vampiro. Crazy Steve misted Vampiro and drop kicked him into the casket. This match is totally skippable. Good for Steve getting on a nice card like this, but Vampiro needs to hook up with PCO and train, because we can see that the dead can be brought back to life.
What was that?
PCO.
Yeah,
he needs to get
yeah.
with PCO.
Yeah.
I don't remember PCO's manager's name. Destro. He needs to get Destro.
Yeah.
And put a car battery in his chest, like PCO did. Post-match, Vampiro gives a speech, says what happened was bullshit. He's beaten cancer, a broken neck, and a broken back, so he's not going to lose to Crazy Steve and James Mitchell. He doesn't need booked on a show because he is the show, motherfucker. Yeah. Says next year the three of them are going into a cage. So he's already booking himself for next year in a cage match.
Then he better get to work.
Yeah, fuck. The next match was really awesome.
I feel so bad because I love him so much.
Yeah, it was for the
I
AML.
always have.
Yeah, it was for the AML Championship. It was a 6-way ladder match. The champion Caleb Conley, who you would know from the Cult of Lee and TNA, but he was also he was the premier athletes with Tony Nese and Evolve against Psychosis.
Psychosis, yes.
Mil Muertes.
The man of 1,000 deaths.
Luchasaurus, who is also Vibora on Lucha Underground, and is former FCW talent Jordan Devlin, and Marty the Moth.
Yeah, not the Jordan Devlin that's in there now.
Oh, no.
No. That Jordan Devlin's an asshole.
It was Devlin something, I don't remember. Marty the Moth and Jason Kincaid, who is heavily featured on Evolve.
Yes.
Apparently he makes a lot of stops in the Carolinas, and he just came back.
Yeah, apparently, because they were talking like he was mainstay for them.
And he also came back recently from a tour in DDT, where he and Facade were in a stable together.
Yeah.
Conley retains after being stuck in the ladder and Germans Marty the Moth off before breaking free and grabbing the belt. I like all of these guys, and it was fun and action-packed match. Marty and Conley shined throughout. Marty's charisma is so good, and his spots were just so cool. Like whenever he was climbing up the ladder and Conley was like draped down.
Yeah, Marty the Moth.
And he was just stomping on his nuts. It's wild to see Conley as himself and in a different place other than being in the cult of Lee.
Yeah.
In Impact Wrestling, because he looked and acted like the champion. And I've been saying this for a while. Impact has become really good at creative, and I don't know why they're not putting effort into Lee and Conley.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, Luchasaurus, aka Vibora,
He looked
is
good, man.
awesome and could fill Punishment Martinez's shoes in ROH. Shout out to Sid. When you watch this, look out for that dude. He wrestles in Lucha Underground as Vibora, and he shows up
and he
in
was
most promotions, especially bar wrestling.
Yeah, and
as
he
Luchasaurus.
has done Luchasaurus on Lucha Underground, right?
No, his name's Vibora, but it's a similar thing.
Has he not done the with like the reptilian type mask and everything? He hasn't done that on
Yes.
Lucha Underground.
Yes.
Oh,
he's in the
but
reptile
it's
tribe.
but it's Vibora.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Vibora was that dude that like keeps the gauntlet.
No, that's Aerostar.
Aerostar.
Anyway,
I'm sorry,
Martez
guys.
and
The
Psychosis.
Lucha Underground guys are hard to keep straight.
Yeah, especially when you don't watch it all the
I
time.
look, man. I still like it.
Muertes and Psychosis looked good. I was a bit let down that Kincaid didn't have a lot to do in this match.
Yeah.
But it was still a good match. The next match was a top rope belts battle royal. Apparently last year Hurricane Helms won.
God damn, dude. This
wow. I hate battle royals.
I mean,
and I didn't watch most of it. But
I usually don't hate battle royals, but god damn, there were like a billion people in this match.
Bro, there was Simon Grimm, Hurricane Helms,
Simon Young, yeah,
Glacier,
Simon Grimm,
Fred Rosser, who was Darren Young, Fall Off. I didn't say that. There were some names, but mostly it was a lot of indie guys from the Carolinas.
Yeah.
And it was so jam-packed, I didn't understand how the ring didn't cave in.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you're followed by.
Yeah. John was excited because Sandman came out. And that was actually awesome. Like, the whole entrance, he really made the whole crowd happy.
That's the thing, man. Like, and Sandman will go on record as saying this. He has in the past. That He said, never watch any of my matches. Just watch me walk to the ring. That's where the entertainment was.
Right.
He said that before.
So, eventually, the last two men are Fred Rosser and Fallah Bahh. They fall out at the same time. They restart the match. Bahh wins. I'm happy because I'm a Fallah Bahh fan.
Yeah.
And, I'm just not a battle royal guy. It's just a jumbled mess.
Battle royals are great when there's not 30 goddamn people.
Match number 9.
Royal Rumble, much better scenario for having that many people.
Right.
Battle Royal, when they all start at once, no good.
No good. Match number 9 was Johnny Impact and PJ Black with Ty Valkyrie.
Who is Justin Gabriel, if you don't know who PJ Black is.
Right.
If you watch
versus
like the Nexus, that era.
Versus Ultimo Dragon with Sonny Ono and Juventud Guerrera. They said that this was going to be Lucha Rules, but it wasn't. They did a lot of tags. So
yeah, they did.
This was a great tag match. Impact and Black played really good heels. Dragon and Hoovy were showcased well, especially when Hoovy hit a very nice version of a double bulldog. Taya got involved, but Ono got in and laid kicks into all of them. And people were chanting yes. And Ono was like, oh my God. Like, you could tell, like, he was like, they're doing the yes chant. So he just kept going. And then eventually that stopped when everyone got blowed on the luchador side. Yeah. And Black pinned Juventud. The only bad thing about this match was at the end when Black pinned Juventud, the referee was out of place. So it was kind of like, like a botch.
It took a long time to count that pinfall.
Right. But, Ultimo Dragon was in there doing his signature kicks.
I'll tell you what, man.
Ranas and stuff. Juventud was flying all over the place.
I've been talking about how much the WCW Monday Nitro kid in me loved this event. And with Ultimo Dragon, Hoovy Juice, and Sonny Ono, that was brought to life in this match.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'll tell you what, man. And in the Battle Royal, you had Glacier. You had Sandman, who I knew as a kid as Hack. Because he was on Mike Nitro.
Right.
So that's how I knew Sandman. I knew Sandman after the fact.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah. Now the last match was the main event. The 10 pounds of gold, the
NWA title
National
match.
Wrestling Alliance.
Nick Aldis.
World's Heavyweight Championship.
Yes. Nick Aldis with Camille against Jake Hager, who was accompanied with his wife.
Jake Hager, if you don't know, if you're only WWE, is Jack Swagger, and on Lucha Underground plays Jake Strong.
There you go. I
Current Lucha Underground champion.
watched some of this match, and it was pretty good from
was
what
good.
I got
Good
to
stuff,
see,
man.
but I was unable to watch all of it as other things
It was
happened.
real good. Real good.
So, John,
yeah,
give them your thoughts.
Now, I did watch this a couple days ago.
I'm guessing all this one, right?
Yeah,
Right.
all this one. Can't remember all the ins and outs of it, but I did very much enjoy the match. The back and forth was great. Jake Hager / Jake Strong / Jack Swagger has not lost a single step since leaving WWE, which obviously we know because of Lucha Underground. He's still awesome on there. Nick Aldis, I'm coming around on. I was really upset when Cody lost the NWA title back to him so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But in this match, I got it. And it did him a favor not being in there with somebody who I was already so biased towards.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Nick Aldis is a good champion.
Of course.
I'll say that.
Nick Aldis wrestles a lot like Eli Drake, and he looks like him a little bit. But of course, he came before him.
Yeah.
But he on the mic, he's
Well,
more
because
like
he was Magnus.
He's more like a true British wrestler.
Yeah.
I like this matchup. I'm gonna go back and watch it. But that, and I would say this show is worth checking out if you are looking for fun.
Yeah.
And nostalgia.
Yeah, and
if you're looking for
a wrestling show that doesn't take itself too seriously.
right. And but if you are looking for like serious, like great, awesome, amazing matches, I would say
check out Ford versus
Taya.
And honestly, check out Jake Hager versus Nick Aldis.
All right.
And the tag match, the Ultimo Dragon and Hoovy versus those three matches were, to me, the wrestling matches on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, and the ladder match.
Carlito.
The ladder match was a good mix of fun and legit.
Yeah,
wrestling.
yeah. It felt like a bar wrestling show.
Yeah.
A lot. But anyway, we're gonna get into the return of the big question.
The big question.
My big question is, John,
To me.
with all this stuff
Which
regarding,
was come up with in the middle of the show, so I have no idea what it is.
which is
so
great,
I'm not prepared.
doesn't matter. I
wish-
want it off the top of your head.
I know.
So,
You always expect me to be better at this than I am.
All Elite Wrestling.
All Elite Wrestling.
Just push all the people who are on being the Elite,
Okay.
including Flip Gordon and SCU, off the picture. Who's on the roster? They talked about some WWE people being interested. Or indie talent.
True. Well, the selfish person in me wants Ospreay on that roster. Definitely. Johnny Impact. Which they could name Johnny Elite.
That's what his name would be.
That's what his name was. Definitely. With Johnny Elite bringing Ty Valkyrie, obviously. Janela and Penelope Ford.
Do you bring in PJ Black too?
I think I might after the match I saw. I might.
Then do you bring in Jack Evans? Jack Evans left Lucha Underground because he didn't like the contract situation. Does he go there?
Who is Jack Evans?
He is a high flyer who made a big name for himself in Mexico with Angelico.
Okay,
he kind of looks like. He kind of looks like
him.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
He was in that that amazing 4-way X Division match. It was him, Low Key, Shima Zion.
Okay,
and,
I gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't. Okay, so I don't know him that well.
He does a lot of.
Yeah, I get it. On that roster, I bring in the Lucha Brothers, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Bring in Joey Ryan. I know that he's on Being the Elite, but not so much anymore.
Not so much.
So bring in Joey Ryan. I think that's good. Yeah, I think I love the idea of AJ being part of it, but he has expressed wanting to be done with wrestling when his WWE runs over. As much as I hate to say this because it makes me a hypocrite, bring in CM Punk. Please, for the love of Christ, bring in CM Punk.
You could have Kenny Omega versus CM Punk.
I know. You could have Cody versus CM Punk.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Oh, Shane Strickland. Yeah, Shane Strickland, man. Bring in Shane Strickland. Thinking of some MLW guys / Impact guys. OVE. All three of them. In. Go.
All right.
To continue OVE versus the Lucha Brothers. Go.
Yes.
Good.
It all depends on.
Fight forever. Clap, 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 clap.
For me, you said some names that I would have said, like Janela, Penelope, Shane, a lot of the guys you said. When it comes to WWE stars, I don't think AJ Styles is going to end up there.
No, I don't either.
I think that he's holding out for like a Randy Orton type contract.
It sounds good on paper, and I like what he had to say about it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think he's holding out for like a Randy Orton type contract where he doesn't have to be there all the time, or maybe he wants to work for the Performance Center.
Yeah.
Also,
but if I know is he could retire tomorrow and be fine financially for the rest of his life.
If I were to talk about WWE guys going over,
and obviously Jericho. I know that he's being talked about as a authority figure within the thing, or like a part owner, but put him in the ring for God's sake, please.
I would say when it comes to WWE talent, I'd love to see Chad Gable and the Revival go over there right away. Cody has a pass with the Ascension. Maybe him and the Bucks would have a better idea what to do with them.
Possibly.
I'd like to see James Storm and Bobby Roode show up there. I'd also like, I would like to see. It really all depends on how their business runs.
I'll tell you what.
Because if they eat up Impact and ROH, then a lot of the names will be there that I want to see. Yeah. But I would definitely want to see LAX.
LAX or
because
Briscoes.
Fuck, man, LAX is so good, and Young Bucks are so good, and it was only on that ship, and it wasn't taped.
I know.
I'd like to see Thunder Rosa. I'd like to see
Naito.
Yeah, maybe like.
But for fuck's sake, New Japan needs him.
Here and there, like if they do co-branded shows.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a lot of.
That's why I didn't.
I'd like to see a lot of the talent that is featured on the Crash.
Yes.
Show up there because the Crash doesn't stream. They don't have anything.
Yeah.
Yet, like, they put on awesome cards.
I didn't bring up any New Japan talent because I believe in my heart of hearts that it would be a working relationship and there would be co-branded shows.
What about Pac?
Yeah. Duh.
I think that. I think maybe some other Dragon Gate stars like Yoshino and Aita and Dragon Kid. And even if they're not part of the main roster, they could show up. Like WCW had a lot of luchadors and shit that just randomly showed up like for tours.
Ultimate Dragon.
Yeah.
He was that for WCW.
That's true.
Yeah. I would not mind seeing one
PCO.
PCO. I was gonna say the Dream.
The Velveteen
Dream.
Oh man. Just for one
Imagine
night.
Him working a match with Cody or Kenny.
Or Cody.
Okay.
And Cody's
You're
going,
Cody.
Dream's right on my chest. That's my father. You ain't no fucking Dream. Boom! Dude, that would be amazing.
He'd be laying on the floor, but your dad.
That's not happening. That's a great fantasy, and I'd love to see it. But
only reason I want him there is because I'm scared of what would happen to him on the WWE main roster.
So scared. He's so perfect.
He's so motherfucking over.
Him and Tyler Bate. Him and Tyler Bate, at their age, are prodigies. Tyler Bate, great wrestling skill and his own set of charisma.
Tell you who also
Velveteen Dream with the wrestling skill and his set of charisma and his knowledge of wrestling that he brings into wrestling. His own wrestling. I feel like Vince McMahon wouldn't get it and think he was like some type of Orlando Jordan in TNA and make him fucking trans and stuff like that.
I love seeing all the homages to wrestlers of the past in his moveset.
Yeah.
When he'll pull out the figure 4. He'll pull out the Macho Man elbow drop, which he calls Purple Rainmaker. He's done Ankle Lock.
The Rude Awakening?
Yeah, he's done the Rude Awakening. He's done even modern wrestlers. He'll pull out a V-trigger now and then.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy does that a lot.
Yeah. He should call it the D trigger for Dream. And I love his Dream Valley Driver. He does a Death Valley Driver, but he does it like cartwheel style.
Yeah.
I love that. Velveteen Dream is so goddamn good.
I agree.
We need a whole episode that's a Velveteen Dream appreciation episode.
I, for one, would love to see anyone in WWE who is upset with WWE in any way.
Elias.
Like possibly Sami Zayn. I would like to see...
what am I saying? Cassius. Either. Possibly.
And Claudio.
The Kings of Wrestling together again.
The last person I would say that I would hope to see in an all elite wrestling would be damn it, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh,
I'd like to have him leave WWE in a similar way Bret Hart did. I would have him lose his U.S. title in a controversial fashion, and I'd have him go to the microphone or go to the main camera and go AEW, and then do his pose.
Yeah.
And then Vince McMahon's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, you didn't screw anybody. I'm screwing you.
Or no, he'll just say, "Sorry, no speak English," and he's fucking and he's fucking gone.
Yeah, because he has history with all those dudes, and he needs to be booked better. And if they're going to be the second biggest promotion, if they're going to try to go head to head with WWE, fucking give Nakamura what he deserves.
If it means I get Omega Nakamura again, go for it.
Right. And with that, John, any last words?
No, I think we've said all we need to say. And if you never watch another one of our episodes, we'll just wait for fucking January, because there will very likely be a whole episode dedicated if this announcement is what Cody says it's going to be.
Yeah. Also, we do have a big guest coming in the future. We don't want to jinx it, so we're keeping it under wraps. Also, we will be doing a year-end awards.
I want to tell you so bad, but
right.
I feel like if I say it, it's not going to happen.
We'll be doing a year-end awards show with our third member, Sid, and maybe someone else.
I wouldn't mind bringing on Anthony again. I'll throw that out there right now.
During the week of December 28th.
DJ
Anthony
Storms.
will probably be on.
I'll bring on DJ Storms
for Final Battle when we cover that.
Yeah, because he's going to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We got a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Yeah.
Fight Club Pro is going to be at Kurokan Hall on January 6th. We got
I
Final
love that
Battle.
venue so much.
We got a big progress card happening.
Final Battle was good too, guys. Pay attention to Final Battle.
So, and Impact Homecoming is the 6th, and that shit looks awesome. LAX versus Lucha Brothers was announced.
That's your team versus my team.
I love them all.
Oh, I know. I do too, but
LAX just, there's something about their, I don't know.
It's not even that I love the Lucha Brothers, it's that I love Pentagon.
Did you see that GIF I shared? Whenever they were in a tag match last night on Impact, and Pentagon was like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, wherever you are in the world, whether it is morning, noon, night, you have a great one, and peace and love. Like this to all of you.